All right, looks like we're live. Hey everybody, this is Hernan Vasquez with Mastery PR and Semantic Mastery and Subspace and many other companies. How are you guys doing? Welcome to this live webinar. We started it like a minute or two earlier so that we can get the ball rolling and we can, start waiting for you guys. So while we wait a little bit, you guys can introduce yourself and tell us where you're joining on the events page for this event. While we wait for that, I have Chris, Marco, and Keith, our guests for the day here today. So let me go in order. How are you doing, Chris?
Doing good. Glad to be here as always. Hot and sweaty here in Austria, but yeah, just a reminder to get out before the big summer starts.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, Marco, how are you? How's the weather?
Hey, man. Weather's beautiful. You should come here, Chris.
Working on it.
Suffering through that record-breaking European heat. Costa Rica never gets that hot. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I've been going back and forth with Keith for a few months now on this project, and we finally got around to testing it and seeing what it does, and so yeah, this is one that I've been looking forward to.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we are super excited about this webinar. So while you guys are joining, please drop a comment or two on the events page. Tell us where you're from, where you're joining from. If you're new to Semantic Mastery or Mastery PR, just drop a comment over there. If you have been joining us for past webinars, you're also welcome. So I also want to welcome our guest for the day, and I will introduce him briefly in a bit, but I want to introduce him as well. So how are you doing, Keith?
I'm good, thank you, Hernan. How are you?
Good, good, thank you. Excited about this webinar. So since we are on a live webinar and we have some people joining in, I see some new faces, some known faces already. We have let's wait for another minute or two before we kick started. And as you guys join us, welcome, and please leave us where you're joining from on the events page. Today we're going to be talking about how to create a 5-star online reputation for all your local clients. And as Marco was saying a minute ago, this is super important because we know that many of you guys are doing local, you're doing lead gen, you're doing rank and rent, you're also doing local for your own clients. So I think this is a super relevant webinar and training for our audience, okay? So if you're doing local, you don't want to miss this because we're going to share with you some really powerful tools today on how to create and increase that online reputation. We know, we have been talking for a while now that reputation and engagement and interaction is the name of the game for local agencies, for local clients, and for pretty much everything that we're doing locally. And if you want to rank on the map pack, if you want to rank on the 3-pack, if you want to rank pretty much anything, anywhere, you need to have your online reputation on point. So again, welcome to those of you guys that are joining today. And what do you guys think if we get started with this one? So let me share my screen real quick so we can get this going. So you should be able to see my screen, right? Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep, you got it.
I can see.
Okay, very good, very good. So welcome to this presentation for the day. We have quite a bunch of people here, so welcome you. We want to welcome you guys to this presentation. We're going to be talking a little bit about local business listing robot and what our findings has been and how we have been testing it. And again, as Marco was saying earlier, there's been quite a delay on bringing Keith in, but luckily we are here today, and you guys will get a lot from this training, from this webinar. And again, I know that many of you guys have been struggling when it comes to ranking on the 3-pack, when it comes to increasing your reputation for your clients. And today we're going to give you some really good insights on how to achieve just that. All right. So in the name of the Semantic Mastery team, Mastery PR team, Subspace team, welcome to this webinar. So real quick, because I want to give Keith a shout out for being here. So real quick, if you guys are, if you guys have Skype open, YouTube open, whatever, just turn it off. Try to focus, because today we're gonna show you some really powerful stuff, okay, when it comes to getting 5 stars reviews for all of your local clients, okay? So turn off any distractions that you may have right now and pay attention, okay? This is a time for you to learn. This is a time for you to get trained and to provide a better service to your own customers, or get better results with your own lead gen properties, okay? So that's why we are here today. So if you stay up until the end, I'll show you, we'll discover, because Bradley is not here, unfortunately, but he left us the step-by-step blueprint on how to use this tool for his business, and how he is killing it with his, with his business, and how to use it step by step. All right, but you need to stay until the end if you want to get access to this. All right, guys. So I think we should be good to go. So without further ado, welcome Keith Mallinson, and Keith, off you go.
Okay, guys, right, so let me grab the screen. As I said, I've never done this before on this platform, so hopefully we should be okay. So can you see my screen? It should be loading up now, this presentation.
Yeah, we're seeing it. It's loading right now.
Just wait for Google, just wait. Okay, wait for Google to load up. I have turned everything off, so hopefully it should be okay. There we go. Right, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, right. So thank you for inviting me, guys. As you know, my name's Keith Mullen. This is my wife, Carol. My background since I left school in my work career, I was in the UK Royal Air Force as a technician. I was in the Air Force for 9 years, and then when I left the Air Force, I became a driving instructor in the UK. We teach people to drive. I presume it's fairly similar in the US. And that was my own business, so I do have some business insight into what it's like to be a local business. I did that for 10 years, and after that, I was a car salesman, one of those sleazy car salesmen you see. And I did that for about 5 or 6 years. Now, I learned quite a lot as a car salesman about how people buy, and you use some of that with driving instructors. Now, I stopped doing that as I did about 5 or 6 years, and I went into recruitment, worked for a recruitment company, but for car salesmen. And then at that time, I was sort of mingling or messing about a little bit with an online business, and that's where I got started. When I first started, like a lot of people, started in the AdSense area, where we had software that generated these massive sites that at that time generated quite a lot of money per month. But as usual, Google catches on to these sort of things and started banning the sites and changing the algorithm. So that changed very, very quickly. That was that worked well for about 3 or 4 months, and then that stopped, unfortunately. And at that point, I went on to, like a lot of people again, working in the affiliate area, Commission Junction, ClickBank, JVZoo, etc. And did some CPA marketing, not a lot of that. And then started my offline marketing, and I've been doing that now for just over 8 years. Now, I actually started the offline marketing when a friend asked me if I could help him with his marketing for his driving school, because I had the experience as a driving instructor for about 10 years, and he was what I would call a traditionalist when it came to marketing. I found the problem was when you start your own business, they show you how to start your own business, but they don't really show you how to market it properly. So the traditional way, back in the day, before we had really the internet, was, in my case, when I was a driving instructor, and in my friend's case, a lot of business came from recommendations. So in his case, it was 60% came from recommendations, and about 40% came from what I call price buyers. Now, price buyers basically were people were looking for the cheapest price, and he used the Yellow Pages and the local paper to succeed in sales. Your customers must know, like, and trust you. Now, it's very easy to do that when you're face to face, for example, in a car showroom, but not so easy when you're on the internet. Now, as I said, my friend with the driving instructor, again, he's always getting recommendations, he's always going to get price buyers, but he was struggling a little bit getting new customers, well, I'd say the price buyers from the internet, because he found that the Yellow Pages and the local paper weren't working as much as they used to do. And he had a website built, thrown up basically, but didn't really get as much business from that. That 40% he was looking for, he wasn't getting, I should say. And one of the other problems he was having was that I actually asked him to survey some of the people that were recommended to him, and 60% of those people who were recommended still checked his online reviews before they called him. So why are online reviews so important for a local business? I think really there's 3 reasons. Now, as I said, he had a website, and it was a fairly nice website, but it wasn't really generating the business he wants. So just having a website and doing SEO isn't really good enough anymore. I explained to him that more and more customers, or people come from recommendations and people come from the internet, were looking for online reviews before making a purchase. And in a study of customers covering anything from medical to gym showed that 80% of customers had read reviews to determine the quality of a local business. Now, not only are they looking at what customers have to say about business, but they're also looking at how many reviews you have on Google, for example, and some of the other sites like Yelp, CitySearch, and the various other review sites. Most customers said they need to see at least 4 to 6 reviews before trusting a business. Now, that's very important. It's not just having reviews, it's the amount of reviews that people actually have. Now, the second reason is Google is prioritizing reviews. Online reviews matter to Google, and a recent survey by Moz estimated that reviews quality and diversity are the 4th most important element when determining the position of a website in a local ranking. If you even want to show up in a local search, you must have consistent reviews on multiple review sites. Although there is no definitive evidence to show that, I suspect reviews may play a part in local rankings, so it doesn't hurt to have as many as possible. Reason 3, local businesses are losing customers because they don't have the most reviews. If you look at this example here, we can see that we've got 3 businesses in the 3-pack, and 2 of them have 2 or 3 reviews, but the other one has 192 reviews. So I suspect that this business is getting most of the business, because let's face it, if you're going to look at a listing like that, most people will go to the one with the most reviews. So what does it take to service just one client to post reviews on review sites? We know that clients get reviews, letters thanking them for their service, but a lot of their customers don't actually put these reviews on Google and under the various of the review sites. So to do that manually, if you were to post their reviews for them, first of all, you'd have to create a Yahoo Hotmail account to use that to create accounts on the various review sites. So that takes about 5 minutes to do. And then you'd have to go and create an account on the review site, and that takes about 2 or 3 minutes. You'd have to confirm the email by logging into Yahoo or the Hotmail account, for example. So that'd take about 1 minute. Then you'd have to log into the review site with that email account and post the review. change your IP address, and then rinse and repeat. So posting one review for one client on one reviewer site can take between 10 to 15 minutes. So what if you had 10 clients? Now, I've been doing this now for about 8 years, and I found it was pretty easy, 2 or 3 clients. It didn't take too much time really. But when you've got 5, 10, 15, 20 clients, it can turn out to be a full-time job. So if you had, just an example here, 10 clients, it could take 10 to 15 minutes per review site. Multiply that by 10 review sites, you're looking between 100 and 150 minutes to post the review, that one client on 10 review sites. If you multiply that by 10 clients, you're looking between 1,000 to 1,500 minutes, which is about 16 to 25 hours. That is a part-time job, and it's very, very time-consuming. So if you were to pay a VA for that on a part-time basis, you're looking at between $200 to $250 per month. So over the last 8 years, I've built up a client base of about 118 clients. Now that's taken consideration 1 or 2 per month, and I'm working on another project again. So if we were to go back to the previous slide and look at how long it takes to post the reviews, with 118 clients, it could take 196 hours per week to post those reviews. Now, that would take about 5 years on a full-time basis, which could cost around the $2,000 per month. It's very time-consuming to do this. So what I did was I asked my partner to build some software which could automate the process of posting these reviews. So introducing, as we've seen already, local business listing robot. So let's just jump in and show you the members area. Can you still see the screen, guys? Is it still okay? Okay, right. So once we've logged into the members area, you can see on the left-hand side we've got a few menus. We have businesses where you add your client's business to the members area. Now we do need this data, I should say you need this data to keep a record of which client you're posting reviews for. If I go to list all businesses, I've added just one or a couple of demo sites. I'm looking against log me out. I've added a couple of clients in there. Let's go back to that listing again. And we need just some sort of very basic information. So let's look at this one here. And this is really for your reference only. So when you're adding these in there, you get a list of businesses and you'll know which one you want to add a review to. So basically you have the business name, the business state, the zip code, and then for the United States, for example, for this one, you can just choose the various countries here to select. And then, as I said, we have the business zip code in there. Business phone and website. Now we do have an area where you can add a number of zip codes which would surround the area where your client works. And what our software does, it picks one of those zip codes to create an account when it's posting reviews. So the review doesn't come from the same zip code in every occasion. Then you can add the URL to your client's listing. So if you went onto a city search, for example, you would go to the exact page where your client has their details, where there's a review button, and add that into this listing here. Once you've done that, click on Save Changes, and that is added your client in there. Now, there are 2 ways to add reviews to our system. You can add them manually, and this is when you've received a review card, for example, from one of your client's customers. You can go into Add Review, and you choose the business which you want to add the review to, which is already added to the system. So, for example, it's demo business. Click on Add Review, and then you add a review title, the review itself. We do have some tips here of how to get the best from adding your reviews. You choose the star rating you want for that particular review. You add the reviewer's name, and this IP address is for our review collection from our web form, which I won't go into that just at the moment. You choose the gender, and then you choose the actual review site where you want to post the review. So, for example, you might choose Google Plus or Insider Pages or Super Pages to post the review to. Now, as I said, we do have some tips here which show you how to add the reviews to get the most from it. So I would read this before adding any reviews to the system. So once you've added a review, let's go down. I'm not sure if I've actually added some reviews into this. So we'll go list by site. And as you can see, I've just added some demo ones here. So I can go to Google. So I've just added a demo review to Google, and it will show the business name. It will show the review content itself. So that's your actual review we've added to that form. And then it will show, then once the review has been posted, it will show the posted date of that particular review. Now, we do generate reviews once a week on a Wednesday. So if any of you guys that decided to join us today, you can add reviews to the system before Wednesday, and those reviews will start to post out from Wednesday onwards up until the week after. And then the status of the review will change to posted. I'm sure Hanan's going to show you at the end of it how Bradley uses the system, and that will give you some idea of how it all works. Now, that's the first way of adding reviews to the system. We do have a review collection form, which is basically a review funnel. If I just open this new window, and we have two types. We have a plain text review form, and we also have one with a video on. Now, you will set the star rating. You want people.
Huh, I think we lost Keith.
We just lost Keith.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get him back. Huh. Okay, so hang tight, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get him back.
Yeah.
You know
we'll
what, troopers? We do what we can to keep the show going. So.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get him back.
In the meantime, you can go to the events page. It's been posted in the Yahoo chat. Actually, the Yahoo YouTube chat.
Yep.
And yes, there will be a replay. We'll get it all straightened out and fixed and spliced together, and we'll send out a good replay so you guys can catch the whole thing. So no worries. But just stay through so you can catch Hernan's little bonus, his little presentation that he's going to give you.
Yep. So that's basically, yeah, what Marco said. Just drop your questions over there, because we will have plenty of time for Q&A at the end of the event. So hopefully Keith comes back and we will keep this rocking, because I was really into the the dashboard. Yeah, it was middle of in the dashboard. So yeah, we will splice this together to see if we can get a good replay for you guys. So anyways, let's give Keith like 2-3 more minutes so he can join us. Yeah, sometimes it happens. You know, this is live, guys. This is live. This is live. Maybe in the meantime, what I could do is to show you what Bradley brought to us. Just give me a second to see if I can share my screen real quick. So we give Keith some time to get back up. So let me share my screen real quick. So there we go. You should be able to see my screen. Can you see it, Marco?
Yep, okay. It's on there.
Yeah, very good. So this is kind of the step-by-step process that Bradley uses with Keith's tool. Okay. So this specific tool is great for our reviews to lead gen assets. Okay. I know that many of you guys are, again, doing local websites, or you're doing local for clients, of course, as Keith was showing, or you guys are doing lead gen websites that you sell your leads either to one or to many contractors, or that you're doing rank and rent. In any case, this is great for our reviews, okay? Because as Keith was showing, and hopefully he'll keep on showing how to use the tool, you can add keyword rich reviews And those keyword reviews, we know that they help with the relevancy and SEO of the property, okay, the asset that you're trying to develop. And he put something like hashtag reviews matter, and having reviews in the 3-pack is critical for lead gen. Okay, now we are now we are in kind of an age where SEO is all about reviews, it's all about traffic, it's all about interaction. Okay, we have been going through Web 2.0. Now we are getting into Web 3.0, where everything that the user does is relevant. Okay, so this is great for reviews to your lead gen assets. Now, what you do after the review is posted with LBL, you need to log into your Google My Business dashboard and reply to the review. That will take you 5 minutes, or if you hire a VA, it will take him 5 or 10 minutes. Log into your business or your client's business Google My Business dashboard, or you can tell them to reply, because the activity that comes from that review, it's a good ranking signal. Again, guys, there's a big difference between fake reviews and good, good reviews, like truthful reviews, and the activity is what pretty much make them apart. Okay, so the answer to that review, and this is important, the answer to that review, it's an opportunity to add additional keywords. If we have keyword-rich reviews and then we have keyword-rich replies to those reviews, that's another, we can add more relevancy to the whole entity. Okay, now this is how you set yourself apart, and this is why Bradley has been killing it with lead gen and pretty much everything local, because most competitors, they don't reply to reviews. Okay, they just leave them there, and everything is turning into a social media network. So you need to have that in mind. When somebody is leaving you a reply, for example, on Google Plus, you need to reply to them. Okay, when somebody is leaving you a review on Facebook, you can actually reply to those reviews, and that's your chance to stand out. I was looking for some apartments and some places to stay over the next couple of months in the US, and a lot of listings would have reviews. Most of them will have like 5 stars or 4-star reviews, but some of them will have 1 to 2 stars reviews. And when the owner of the property actually replied to the review, that listing, for some reason on Airbnb, used to rank higher. Okay, and plus it will tell you exactly what went wrong, exactly what happened in the views of the user, okay, or the owner of the apartment. That's just an example of the importance of replying to reviews. Okay, and then a new review is a great reason to publish a press release or a blog post. So every time you have a review, and this is interesting when you're doing like super local or super niche down lead gen, right? Every time you get a new review on any of your listing, in this specific case on Google Plus, but it can be on any of your listing, that's a great excuse or a great opportunity to set up a press release or a blog post. Okay, because you can talk about the review, you can link back to the review, or you can do what Bradley does is for each review that he has, he publishes a PR announcing it. Okay, and you can go and get a press release from Search Space, sorry, to announce it. Okay, then you will link back to the main site and the Google Plus, the G Maps, sorry, the Google Maps URL. From the press release or the blog post, you can link back to the page, to the relevant page on the main site, and also to the Google Maps URL from the press release. Okay, we're going to be talking about press release tagging and whatnot. That's kind of an advanced topic, but that's exactly what you could do when it comes to getting a new review and how to publish it. Okay, and also these were great, of course, for SEO branding, and also if you are out there, because remember, guys, your press releases will actually be read or will actually get traffic to your site and to your Google Maps. This is also a great way of saying, hey, we're open to get reviews from another people. It only takes 1 or 2 people commenting on a Facebook post to get the ball rolling. This is exactly what happens with reviews as well. If your business or your lead gen asset has 0 reviews, there's a high chance that nobody wants to be first, right? Nobody wants to go ahead and post a review and say, okay, I'll just pass on this business because they don't have any review. Now, with LBL, what you can do is you can kickstart this review snowball, if you would. Again, it only takes 1 or 2 reviews for people to start leaving reviews on your listing, and this is super important. It happens to, it happens pretty much everything. Robert Cialdini talks about this on his book Influence. Why we try to replicate what other people are doing. This is why social proof is so important right now. So it only takes a couple of comments, either good or bad comments, to get the ball rolling, for example, on a Facebook post or a Facebook business, right? A local business. Well, the same happens with Google My Business. It only takes like 1 or 2 great reviews or 1 or 2 bad reviews to get the ball rolling, okay? So the more you can control this, the better for your business, okay? The more you can control this, the better for your business. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, before you go on, I want to tell people that one of the features of LBL is that you can filter out bad reviews.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you have that coming up in the presentation, but one of the great things about this is that if you get a bad review, you can go ahead and filter it out and just keep it pristine. I wouldn't recommend all of the reviews. Nobody has like 1,000 5-star reviews. You're gonna get some 4s. You're gonna get some 3s, which is actually okay. So you get those and you reply to them. But if you get a 2 or a 1, or if you don't want any 3s, you can filter it out and just have Google average out those 4s and 5s, which is where you want to be anyway. You don't want to be straight 5, a couple of 1,000 reviews, because that's not gonna look it's not gonna look natural. You never see it. You never ever see it unless it's somebody just spamming away at this. And Keith just happened to join us. So before I turn it over back to him, I'm going to tell people why this is so important, because, in case you missed it, in case you were hiding under a rock somewhere, Google just went total entity with Google My Business and allowing people to post from the Google My Business verified entity. So this is Google's way of checking to see who is real, and air quotes, and who isn't. And one of those ways is to see how many people are going to go in there and take the time to start working from inside their their verified business. And again, go into the reviews and start answering them as Hernan said. Google's trying to gather as much entity information as possible, because the way that this is going, it's still all about links, but we've been talking how Google is looking into that link, into the activity, the relevancy, and the trust that's assigned to that link. And one of the ways that you can manipulate this is through getting these reviews in there, answering them, and continuing to build up the trust and authority of your own GMB. I mean, that's my take on it. We've been doing a lot of testing, and we're seeing that it's all about entities, man. If you don't have an entity going forward, the time is going to come when it's either an entity or you're not going to be anywhere.
Yep, I agree. So with that said, Keith, so we were in the middle of something real interesting, which was your dashboard for the tool. So if you want to take it from there, you're more welcome.
Can you hear me now, Anand?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Right. I don't know what happened. I clicked on the presentation and I just completely lost it, and then it took me. I couldn't log back in again, so I've managed to get back in. I do apologise. I just don't know what happened.
No problem.
Okay,
no problem.
so,
we're good.
Okay. So I'm going to try and grab the screen, and hopefully it doesn't cut me off this time. Okay. Am I still with you?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Right. Okay. Right. So let's go back into the presentation.
Yep.
Just give it a second to load up. So can you still hear me? I'm still with you.
Yeah, we're here.
Right, I think if you can't hear me, just let me know and I'll stop. Okay,
we're here.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Sorry about that. As I said, I got thrown out. It just completely threw me out, and it wouldn't let me back in again. Okay, so here we are. So as we know, my name's Keith Mullins, and this is my wife, Carol. Now, my background is I've had 2 or 3 jobs in my career. I first started out in the UK Royal Air Force.
Hey, Keith, you don't have to
Hello?
start it all over again.
Okay, where did you get to?
Go to the slide where we left off, where we were showing what you would have to pay a VA, and we'll splice it together when we do the
Okay, right, let's go back to it. Okay. You got me till there, did you? Okay.
Right. No, right
okay,
there.
I think this is the slide. This is the one here. Okay. Right. So as I said, over the last years, I've built up a client base of around 118 clients. Now that's taken me a long time to do, but I've been doing various other things in between that, and that's approximately 1 per month. So it's not really that hard to do. If I had, or with these 180 clients, that would take me, if I was doing it manually, 196 hours per week. So that I would have to hire 5 VAs, which would cost around $2,000 per month to post these reviews out. Now, as I said, the problem is it's very time consuming to do this. So what I did was I asked my partner, who's a programmer, and one of the things that I do sell is sort of various software. I asked my partner to build some software which automates the posting of reviews and the account creation for my clients, and we decided to offer this to other offline marketers like yourselves. So introducing, as I said, local business listing robot. So let's go into a quick demonstration and look into the members area so you can see what it's like to use the system. Now we've tried to make it as easy as possible for people to add their details or their client's details into the system. So if you go to the left-hand menu, you've got the business side. You can add US, a UK, a Canadian, or Australian business into our system. Unfortunately, guys, those are the only countries we do offer this service to post reviews for. So if I go to list all businesses, I'll show you some data I've added in just to the demonstration. So look at the demo business, go to edit, and you'll notice we don't need a great deal of information to be able to post reviews out for our members. Basically, we need the business name and address, and the business name I should say. That's more for your reference only. So when you look at the list of businesses, you'll be able to add the correct review to the correct business. You add the business state, the zip code, and the country, the business phone and website. Now, we do offer the ability to add zip codes in that surround your client. So if your client, for example, was a restaurant, then you're going to get people coming from sort of various areas surrounding that restaurant. So you can add various zip codes in there. And when our system goes out and creates the accounts to post these reviews, then it will pick one of these zip codes randomly to post for that particular review for that client. So it looks more natural when they are posting reviews, they're not all coming from the same zip code. You then add in the URL to your client's listing. So for example, if you had a listing on City Search, then you put a URL to that listing where your client's listed on City Search, and where there is either a review button to leave a review or a link to leave a review on that particular site. Once you've done that, click on Save Changes, and then the next thing you need to do is add a review to our system. Now, a lot of people get reviews sent in by letter or email. You can then take those reviews that you can get off your client and add them into the system. So go to the left-hand side again, we can look at reviews, we can look at add a review. And again, we don't need a great deal of information when you add a review. We do have some tips which explain to you, if I go to this particular demo business, we do have some tips which will show you how to get the best from our system. So as you can see at the top there, I do advise you to read these tips, which makes it easier for us to post those reviews. We do ask for a review title for every one of the reviews. Now, not all review sites require a title, but if you always get into the habit of adding a title, then you will never leave one out when one is required for review site. You add the review into the review text field here. You choose the star rating, either a 3, 4, or a 5 star. Again, I would recommend mixing up the star ratings. You add the first and last name. Now, forget about the IP address. We do have a review funnel web form, which I'm not going to go into today, but basically you add that to your client's website, and anyone coming to your client's website can then leave a review on that web form, and they will be redirected, if they leave a good review, to leave a review one of the review sites you've added to the web form. If they leave a bad review, they are funneled away, and so the customer can't leave a bad review on Google, for example. Now, we do use the first and last name of the customer to create the account to post the review. There is one website or one review site we can't do that with, and that is Google, because we do need aged accounts for Google to trust that account to post that review. So that's one site we can't do. You choose the gender of the person leaving the review, and then you choose the review site you want to leave the review. Click on submit, and that review is then added into our system. If I go to reviews, and you can either list by business or list by site, go to the list by site for this example. As you can see, I've added 1 or 2 in there already for this demonstration. So if I go to the city search, for example, now I added these in last week, and as you can see, these are showing as posted. But when you first add them into the system, they will show as added and the date they were added. They are then put into the queue to be posted out, and once they are posted, the status of the review will be changed to posted. Now, we do post reviews out on a weekly basis, and all the reviews are generated on a Wednesday. So, for example, if you decided to start today and add the reviews into our system today, then reviews will be posted out from Wednesday this week up until the Wednesday the following week, when the next set of reviews are then generated to post out. So it's very, very easy to get those reviews posted out. If a review is rejected for any reason, then this would show as rejected, and then as you put the mouse over the actual rejection, it will then tell you why it was rejected, whether the review was too short, too long, etc., etc. And that'll give you an idea of why the review wasn't posted. We do have a list to some other software which is available as a bonus today. The review collection form, as I said, I'm not going to go too much at the moment. That collects the reviews, and we also have a review display widget which you can add to your client's website, which will display the reviews that are collected by the web forms. Now, one good thing about the web form is that not every one of the customers that fill in the web form that's on your client's website are going to go through and actually take that review, take that extra step to post it on one of the review sites like Google. So if they don't, you can then add that into the system like you would do if you were adding it manually, and that review is then posted out to the review site of your choice. So that is the members area. Very, very easy to use, guys. And we have a full set of how-to videos. You go to the Get Started section, as you can see, got a few videos loaded up there, and that shows you exactly how to use our system to get started. So let's go back to the presentation. So how to use LBL Robot to generate more business. You can prospect for new clients. You can add up to 100 clients into our system. So when I first started using it, I also started using it to prospect for new clients by offering a 15-day free trial. And this gets the customers or the prospects to know, like, and trust you. They will trust you more if you offer a service for free to try out before they actually start paying your monthly fee. So basically, it gets your foot in the door by offering this free trial. It also builds a 5-star reputation online for your clients, and give them some social proof. When people are looking for a local business they haven't used before, they'll always look for social proof, and by having reviews, particularly on Google, will help get that social proof. It can also help get a better ranking on Google, as Marco has just been talking about. And once you've got those clients, you can then sell on your other SEO services. So the big question is, how much is it going to cost you? So as I said, if you had 10 clients, that would cost you between $200 and $250 per month on a part-time basis. In my case, if I was paying 5 years, that would cost me around the $2,000 per month. You can add up to 100 clients. We create all the user accounts, which can take between 10 to 15 minutes to create for one client for one review site. So it takes all that time away that you'd have to spend doing that manually. We post one review per review site per client per week. So if you added 10 review sites in for your client, they will get 10 reviews posted per week for that particular client. We have the review funnel web form, which collects reviews from your client's website. We also have the display widget, and we are also offering 3 pieces of bonus software if you decide to join us today. The first piece of software is FB Auto Connect Pro. We are currently selling this on JVZoo, and that is $47 per month. That is included in this offer today. Now, this software builds a list on Facebook and can send Facebook notifications, and we know how powerful that is. The open rate for email is between 10 to 15%, sometimes slightly more. With Facebook notifications, you're looking anything 80% plus, so you get a lot more click-throughs from Facebook notifications. The second piece of software is Social Redirect Pro. This is software that posts clickable images to Facebook. We know when we add an image to Facebook, normally upload it through the Facebook interface, that when you click on the image, it opens that image in Facebook. Well, this software will post the image, but when you click on the image, it will redirect you to any website that you want. So if you were selling, promoting a product on Amazon, for example, that would go through your affiliate link straight through to the Amazon website. Now, again, we're selling this on JVZoo. That is $67. That is included in the offer today. Bonus 3 is our FB Pixel Pro, and you can use this software to retarget anyone that has come through this particular link with a Facebook advert. You can also add in the retargeting pixel that Google uses. For example, I know you can retarget people on YouTube, and they give you retargeting pixel. You can add that into this software. And because you actually get a redirect URL, as you can see here, this clickmeforinfo.com, you can use that in email, on any blog post. You can add it to a YouTube video in the description area, and people will click on that, and they will then, you can then cookie them, and as I said, follow up with retargeting adverts. That is included in this offer today, and normally again on JVZoo, $67. So all that software included, and with up to 100 clients in our monthly, in our website, in our members area, I should say, and that is $97 per month. I have the URL that Anand gave me previously. So if you want to go ahead with this offer today, you can get on masterypr.com/LBL-robot. So the next thing really is, do we have any questions?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Keith. So yeah, we have a couple of questions. Just to reiterate, guys, if you want to take advantage of the offer, you go to Mastery PR. I'm gonna put it on the event page real quick. It's masterypr.com/LBL-robot. Okay, and I see a lot of people joining from YouTube as well. I'm gonna put it over there too, so that you can get advantage of this. And yeah, we have a bunch of questions. So let me go through this real quick. Yeah, some people asking if there would be a replay, and yeah, definitely there's going to be a replay. So Don was asking, Chris already answered this, that the system has been greatly improved ever since, but Don was a previous client of yours, and he was saying that one issue was the name of the reviewer was changed when it was posted, and the client would sometimes get confused, etc. So does it still post with random names? How is that working right now, Keith?
Okay, yeah, the problem is when you're posting reviews to Google, and this is what, to be honest with you, what most people use our system for, is that you can't create a user account for every review to post out, because those new user accounts are not trusted by Google. So the reviews don't show up on the actual listing. When you log into the actual Gmail account and look at the review, it's actually there, but Google are not showing it. So what we've had to do over, as I said, I've been in business now, doing this for 6 years, is build up a number of Google accounts which are now up to 6 years old. We do get the Google accounts to interact with each other, so they send emails to each other, they subscribe to YouTube videos, we try to make them look as natural as possible, but that is the only review site. We cannot use the original reviewer's name on, as I said, basically because Google doesn't trust all the new Google accounts that are created. We have to age them to get them to show the reviews properly. Now, for City Search, Insider Pages, all the other review sites we support, then yes, we do use the name that our members add to the system.
Okay, makes sense, makes sense. So let me see. Well, Brian is asking, can you comment on Yelp relevance as of late? And yeah, Brian, I think this is a question maybe that we can discuss, the three of us, because Yelp is relevant in terms of feeding data into the algorithm in as a traffic generator and client generator in and of itself. Yelp is one of the biggest websites out there in terms of reviews on local and whatnot. So I think it's super, super important that you get them. This is, we're talking about getting Google reviews to rank higher, but that doesn't mean that you cannot rank your Yelp page. We have discussed it at length on the Ham Day Hangout and whatnot. What do you guys think of on Yelp?
Well, we don't actually support Yelp, mainly for the reason that they just don't show the reviews that we post. So we discontinued with Yelp a long, long time ago. But I think it is very important to have that listing. Now, with the web review form, the review funnel form that we do provide, you can add any URL to the web form. You don't have to use the actual review sites we support. I know quite a few of our members do use the review form and do use Yelp. Basically, the review form is a review funnel, so they have a basic introduction, so the customer sees the introduction to the form itself. That's one. You can either have a plain one or a video, a review form. But the video, for example, would ask the customer, would thank them for leaving the review and ask them to leave a review below the video on the form provided. If they leave a good review, then they are redirected to a page with the links below the video, and on that second page, another video thanks them for leaving the review and asks them to take that review they've just left, which is displayed on the page for them, and to click on one of the buttons below the video. Now, we have multiple buttons on there, so we've got Yelp, Hot Frogs, which are actually the sites we don't support in our system, but with the review form, you do get a lot of people clicking through and leaving the review itself on one of the sites, for example, Yelp. Now, for those people that don't actually click through and leave the review, that review is still left in our system, where you can then attach it to one of the review sites we do support and still get the review posted out. So what I do for my clients, as I said, is any review we get through via the review form, I give it a few days, check the review sites that I've added to the review form. If I don't see that review, I then attach it to one of the review sites we do actually support in our system. So either way, you're not actually losing a review, but if they do leave a review on Yelp, that does certainly help.
Okay, very good. So Youth Sports over here on YouTube was asking, why are reviews only posted on Wednesdays? Doesn't it look strange if a company's reviews are always posted on Wednesdays? Maybe he misunderstood something.
misunderstand. The reviews are generated by our system on a Wednesday. That is the cycle start date. So, for example, if we had 5 review sites that we supported, for example, in the United States, then all the reviews are generated into our system on the Wednesday. Our software then goes out and starts to post the reviews. So it might post City Search on Wednesday, then it might start posting inside the pages on Friday, Google on Saturday, local.com on Sunday. That's what I meant by it generates them. It just actually posts them all on one day. Now, what it also does is if our system posts to, let's say, Google on Saturday on one week, the next week when the reviews are generated, it might post the reviews on Thursday or the following Monday. So they're not all being posted out on the same day every week for each review site.
Great. Okay. Another question is, are proxies needed for these to work?
Yes, our system has something similar to that software that I've seen on the Facebook group. Do they call it Browser Hero? Is that what it's called?
Yep, probably it is. Yep.
The software that you guys recommend, yeah. It's similar to that. So the IP address is attached to the user account that we use to post that review out, particularly for Google. Now, I'm not the technical guy. My business partner is the guy that wrote the software. That's what he tells me how it works. But I'm not really too technical. I don't really understand exactly how the system works as far as the programming side of it. But I do know that we have these IP addresses which we pay for each month to post out for the review site. So, for example, if we were posting out to Google, let's say, for example, in Florida, then that account we use to post out in Florida has the same IP address every time it posts a review.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. So Don is asking about posting reviews against the law, if it's against the law and whatnot. Don, we would suggest that you go ahead, and if you're somehow, like, if you're worried about this, like, you would go ahead with the test website or with your own assets. Okay. That would be my take on it. On each case, because we have people from some other countries, so I guessing that it will depend on the law on each case and each niche. So if you're worried about this, go ahead and consult with a lawyer that will be available will be ready to help you out in terms of which niche are, I would say, less complicated in terms of the reviews that you're posting with LVL, right? And in any case, we just suggest that if you're worried about that, just use this with your own websites, like with your own lead gen website, your own rank and rent websites, and whatnot.
Can I add to that?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
I like that, because most of the shit that we do, it's outside the terms of service of something, right? And so if it's against the terms of service, then basically it's against the law, because you're violating terms of service. We recommend to keep tier 1 as pristine as possible. But I mean, from our test and from Bradley's test, as a matter of fact, this is working, I mean, really, really, really well. The risk that you're taking is, you're taking a risk, of course, as with anything. It's minor against the payoff that you're going after. To me, it's all, you know me. I'm the fucking unapologetic spammer. I could give a fuck about Google, and so I'm gonna do whatever it takes. To me, it's how far are you willing to go to manipulate? You're either willing to manipulate or you're not. You either wait for Google to decide what the fuck they're gonna do with your website, or you force Google into taking action on your website. There is no choice anymore. Fuck a white hat, a gray hat, a blue hat, fuck a hat. That's what it's about. Are you going to spam or aren't you? And if you are, to what length are you willing to take it? To what length are you willing to manipulate? That's it. End of story.
There you go. I couldn't have said it better. So, all right. So yeah, Paul is saying not the luscious Google rules, and yeah, guys, you can either we're giving you the tools to pretty much do whatever you want with your own business, but at the end of the day, it's how you run your business what matters, right? We cannot tell you how to do that. You need to make a choice on that. In any case, again, my intent would be if you can control the assets, then go ahead and use LBL, because it's gonna save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and would also, you know, help you a lot when it comes to ranking your own websites. Brian is asking, it seems you get reviews to show only if you pay to play. Look at their stock price lately. I think he's referring to Yelp, and yeah. I'm not that familiar with Yelp. I didn't know that you needed to pay to show the reviews. So maybe he's. All right, so I don't see any other questions. Oh yeah, there's another one. Like, will this work? I noticed you mentioned, Keith, that you have English, like on the USA, English-speaking websites. You have English-speaking websites for the UK. You have websites for some other countries that do not speak English. How is that looking for you?
Well, we found that the vast majority of offline marketers are in the United States. I'll be quite honest with you. So that's where we did really concentrate the review sites we support. We do support, as I said, Canada, some of the review sites there, which the amount of sites are a lot smaller in Canada. In the UK, we do support, again, 2 or 3 websites in the UK, review sites, I should say, and Australia. So mainly English speaking. Well, they're all English speaking, I should say, not mainly. We haven't really looked into you know, France, for example, Germany, the European countries. Try to concentrate really where most of the business is. And the reason that I really started in the US, because that's where most, I'm saying 99% of my clients are. So that's really why we concentrate on the United States.
Of course, yeah, makes sense, makes total sense. Yeah, and
we I built the software for myself.
Yeah, definitely, and that's something that we suggest as well. But in any case, if you're doing something foreign, like as Marco would know, foreign is like, you know, open space right now. In comparison with the US, what you can do, it's amazing. So I wouldn't worry.
2005. It's 2005 in foreign.
Yeah, on so many places it's 2005. So I do some foreign market does as well. So I would say that you don't worry that much, because again, you will get a lot from this as well. So anyways, I don't see any more questions coming up. So I think we can wrap this up, guys. So Keith, again, thanks a lot for being here. We really appreciate it. And this has been a great presentation. Again, guys, if you want to go ahead and take advantage of this offer, go to masterypr.com/LBL robot. You will get a lot of goodies. I'll put it again on the events page. And I'll put it again on YouTube, because we have a lot of people watching from YouTube. So thanks a lot, guys, for being here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you, Keith, and thanks everyone for being here.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy.
Bye-bye.